Russia-Ukraine war. On the morning of October 14, 2025, a new Russian mechanized assault was detected on the Pokrovsky axis of Ukraine's front line. As you can see, the enemy soldiers were in the vehicle and had not yet noticed the Ukrainian counter-response. This large armored assault attempted to advance, thinking the bad weather was an advantage. But look what happened next. This operation, which saw a total of 17 enemy equipment disabled, created visible panic among the Russian units. The FPV drone teams of the A Unit, Central Military District, and subsequently the 93rd Motorized Rifle Brigade marked the targets and launched kamikaze UAVs onto the field. Within seconds, Russia's assault armor was destroyed, and the Russian soldiers were neutralized. The kamikaze UAV approaches rapidly, impacts suddenly, and renders the enemy vehicle unusable. On the Ukraine-Russia front line, enemy vehicles were thus destroyed and a blow was struck against the enemy. On October 14, 2025, in the Donetsk region, Ukrainian UAVs inflicted heavy losses on the enemy by destroying 2 enemy vehicles with precision strikes, one hiding near a ruin and the other in the open field. Don't you agree that these drones are now the most powerful weapons in the Russia-Ukraine war? October 20th, 2025. In the Kurshchina region, the enemy became quite active. While Russian army vehicles thought they could easily cross the area, Ukrainian units continued to do their job well. That is, defeating the enemy with reconnaissance drones. The convoy included 1 supply truck, 2 light vehicles, and 4 different military carriers. When Ukraine's reconnaissance UAVs clarified the convoy's route with low-altitude footage, the FPV teams immediately stepped in. The kamikaze FPV drones, advancing with flawless timing, targeted the objectives one by one, turning them into a pile of destroyed iron. October 20th, 2025, ukrainewar and a Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV, while scanning the activity in the area, confirmed the expected. A Russian tank, heavily camouflaged and covered with broken trees and grass, was spotted. I believe it was done this way specifically not to be noticed from the terrain. But yes, the FPV drone operators noticed it on the screen. Now the tank's time was up. The Ukrainian operators locked onto the target. The explosive munition attached beneath the FPV glided with flawless timing and impacted this Russian armor. Smoke rose in the area, and the enemy vehicle was destroyed. I would be delighted if you could spare 2 seconds while watching this video to subscribe to the channel and like my video. And you can also share your personal insights regarding Ukraine with us in the comments. October 18th, 2025, Eastern Ukraine, and this area you see is a ruined village. It has been devastated in the cruel progression of the war, and not many people live in this area anymore. But Ukrainian forces continue to protect their lands by scanning the areas to respond to the enemy. During a reconnaissance operation conducted by the Ukrainians in the early morning hours, information relayed revealed Russian units hiding among the broken walls and collapsed warehouses around the village, which were then detected by Ukrainian Marines on the ground. First, the reconnaissance UAV ascended. Its wide-angle camera clearly defined the Russian positions. A clash ensued, and the Russian soldiers hidden among the ruins were neutralized. The Russian forces tried to change positions in panic and fear. However, there was no escape between the UAV assault and the Ukrainian units advancing from the coastline. Ukrainian forces continue to scan the area. And watch carefully, you will now see that they have detected another enemy group. This Russian group consisted of a few Russian soldiers. Ukrainian forces neutralized another Russian military group using both unmanned aerial vehicles and their own skills. The events continue from October 18th. This time, the military clash is on the Zaporizhzhia front. You see Russian soldiers advancing toward the ruins, right? And at this moment, Ukraine's 1st Assault Battalion detected these Russian personnel assembly points with a reconnaissance drone, and the assaults came in quick succession to this area. Simultaneously, the artillery batteries of the 1st Assault Battalion engaged, completely demolishing these ruined structures, and the Russian elements were neutralized. We continue. We are now watching the military engagement that took place on October 19, 2025. Ukraine's 37th Marine Brigade detects a Russian group around a ruin. The enemy immediately entered the houses and hid. But will this save them? Kamikazes are at work as always. This war in Ukraine is also proof that technology is being used at such a powerful level in warfare. Russian units tried to seek cover by dispersing into the basements of destroyed residential buildings and the inner rooms of ruined houses. At this point, the Ukrainian command center authorized the kamikaze UAV operation. The FPV drone advanced at low altitude, demonstrating cold precision strike and terrifying agility. It penetrated through the cracks of the ruined structure, locking onto the targets with flawless timing. On the morning of October 18th, an operation was launched by Ukrainian UAV groups, consisting of artillery, reconnaissance, and assault units on the southern Slobozhansky axis of the front line. As you can see, the Russian soldiers are in the trench near the forested area, and the Ukrainian UAVs have already targeted them, waiting for the right moment for the assault. The FPV drone was launched into assault by the drone operators. In the first strike, the soldiers of the Russian assault unit were neutralized. However, the operation was not over yet. A few Russian soldiers were also detected around the nearby ruins, and the drone operators immediately took action to halt the enemy. On October 20th, 2025, in the Pokrovsky region, Ukrainian reconnaissance teams detected 2 buildings being used by the Russians. Assaults were immediately launched. The structures were demolished with high-impact strikes, and the soldiers of the Russian assault unit were neutralized. October 19, 2025. This time, Ukrainian forces first launched an assault with powerful munition on a structure where Russians were gathered, followed by an assault by a Ukrainian BTR-4E armored personnel carrier. Let's watch the final military engagement in this video. A development on the front line was first confirmed. Ukraine's 92nd Mechanized Brigade conducted a coordinated UAV armor assault targeting a fortified Russian building complex. In the first phase of the operation, an FPV AV carrying a high-explosive warhead advanced towards the target with cold precision strike. Subsequently, in the second phase, a Ukrainian BTR-4E armored personnel carrier entered the scene. The 30mm cannon, operating with modern targeting systems and automatic stabilization modes, fired successive shots at the rear facade of the building and the surrounding trench positions. Every shell plunged the remaining Russian formation in the area into chaos, securing definitive superiority. The surroundings became a scene of dust and smoke. This demonstrates the professional movement of Ukrainian forces with both heavy armor and FPVs. The battlefield once again reminded us that there is no escape from UAV warfare and the armored assaults of the Ukrainian forces. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your views in the comments so you don't miss out on such verified frontline reports.